Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
Several law enforcement officers closed off the area around Pioneer Spray Park as officers served a search warrant yesterday. The call came in around 1 o'clock Tuesday afternoon. Sioux Falls police say the sheriff's office was trying to serve a search warrant when they called for assistance. Officers closed Maple Street between Walnut and Pine.
Our news crew also spotted a drone above the area. Investigators have not released details about what happened yet. Stay with KELOLAND News on air and online for updates as they become available. A Yankton man was arrested after a chase went into the Missouri River. Yankton police say the pursuit started just after 1 o'clock Tuesday morning when officers saw Robert Reed Jr. and a woman walking in the area of 2nd and Walnut. Authorities say there was a warrant for Reed's arrest.
When the officers approached him, he ran and went into the Missouri River. Officials told Reed to come back to shore, but he kept swimming toward Nebraska. Officers say they heard Reed call for help, but lost sight of him. Crews tried to search for him. However, he was found walking along a highway several hours later.
A woman who stole hundreds of thousands of dollars from 2 Watertown businesses will spend nearly 8 years behind bars. Reva Plunkett pleaded guilty to wire fraud.
Plunkett stole nearly $700,000 from Doug's Anchor Marine and Brotherhood Arms over several years. She worked for both businesses as a bookkeeper. Now let's send it over to meteorologist Scott Munn for a check on this morning's forecast. Good morning, Scott.
All right, good morning, everybody. We're following a couple of isolated thunderstorms that may clip extreme southeastern South Dakota forward this morning, coming out of northeastern Nebraska. As we go into the afternoon, it will be another hot day. Many locations in the 90s. We'll watch for developing thunderstorms in western South Dakota. And we're continuing to watch better chances maybe for more widespread rain this weekend across KELOLAND. More details on your forecast with Brian coming up.
Thank you, Scott. Tuesday, Project SOS hosted its first giveaway of the season, handing out hundreds of backpacks full of school supplies to kids in need.
The banquet collects supplies throughout the year, including the weeks leading up to the giveaways. This month, they'll hand out backpacks to any student from kindergarten through 12th grade.
This is the beginning of the school year, which is super exciting. Some kids are just going into middle school, just starting high school, so getting a backpack with all the things they need, and they don't have to stress out about having to pick those things out. It's just there for them.
The next backpack giveaway will be tomorrow at the banquet. Children must present and show an ID. We've added a link for registering with this story at KELOLAND.com. Shields and Chick-fil-A Empire Place spent 13 days collecting school supplies for the Stuff the Bus supply drive to benefit the Sioux Falls School District.
Tuesday morning, hundreds of backpacks, crayons, notebooks, and other items were loaded onto a school bus and delivered to the Community Engagement Center at Axtell Park. As for which business collected the most supplies,
I don't know. We didn't really count this year, but I think it was kind of a tie, honestly. We both put in a lot of effort, so.
I think I'd have to agree that it's a tie this year.
Families in Sioux Falls can contact the Community Engagement Center for items and assistance beyond school supplies. The Sculpture Walk in downtown Sioux Falls is putting out a call for artists for next year's exhibition. 2024 marks the 21st year of the Sculpture Walk. 60 sculptures are featured in downtown every year. New work on loan from creators are installed every spring. Over 1,000 sculptures have been installed since 2003.
Artists are encouraged to submit an application, photos of up to 5 sculptures, and an artist's statement. You can find applications on the Sculpture Walk website, which is linked to this story on KELOLAND.com. The entries can be in by October 1st. And the Mega Millions Jackpot continues to grow after no one matched all 6 numbers in last night's drawing.
The estimated jackpot for Friday's drawing now sits at $1.25 billion. The cash option is around $625 million. The chances of winning are around 1 in 302 million. That's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
Okay, well, as we look upon this forecast, pretty critical to picking up rainfall. We've seen Deteriorating conditions with the recent heat, obviously the ongoing drought, and these deficits of rain in these yellow and orange patches on the weather map. So you can clearly see around Sioux Falls, another swath that runs Marshall, southwest Minnesota on up into northeast South Dakota. That's just one example of where we really do need some rainfall. The first batches that are going to come out probably affecting western South Dakota first tomorrow. There's already an excessive rainfall outlook. It means that individual thunderstorm cells will produce locally heavy rainfall, and that risk zone certainly includes the Black Hills tomorrow. It actually includes the Black Hills in western South Dakota again on Friday. And in fact, at that point, it starts to even expand a little bit here. So that's the thinking. We've got some tropical moisture in place. Dew points, you know the drill. It feels plenty humid out there. Dew points in the 70s, even where it's not raining yet, like Sioux Falls. The other little thing to keep in mind this morning, as Scott just mentioned, we've had some storms in northeast Nebraska. They've been sneaking northward. A little interesting development, too, on Futurecast. It tries to put out a few thunderstorm chances south of Sioux Falls tonight. We'll re-examine that for midday, so check back in on that. I would tend to tie up our best shot at rain tonight in western South Dakota, and then see how tomorrow, the radar into Friday, we're going to get repeated rounds, that is, of showers and thunderstorms in that central and western Kettleland area. There's also another new development. The northeast, your dew point is going to go down temporarily. So what that's going to do, it's going to help to focus that rain in central and western Kettleland. But then we're going to kind of expand this footprint into Saturday. My main question is, how far north will this rain actually get into this area around Millbank and some of these northeastern counties that are awfully dry? That's still something that we need to cautiously watch. I think Sioux Falls, based on the merits of all the data, probably a better chance that we're going to pick up some rainfalls. And certainly this is going to be the type of rain where you're going to build in more 1 inch or more type rains. In fact, I would even say a couple of inches of rain will be a topic that's going to come up. It's just a matter of how many folks get that. And I know that's a big deal. If you get that much rain, that could be a fairly significant impact for some of those of you in agriculture. We'll keep an eye on it. Also, it'd be important to slow this system down. The longer it lasts, the better chance of rain. We are going to linger our rain chance on Sunday in Sioux Falls and our southeastern areas. I'd like to give this another look a little later today, see if we can get some more consistency on that. Okay, so that's the best news we can give you right now. At this point for Sioux Falls, we still have temperatures in the 80s this weekend. That also is up on the chopping block here. If we end up with better shots at rain, we're going to chop those numbers down in the 70s. Maybe an outside chance or even a little cooler than that. Aberdeen, you're going to play out with some rain chances too. As mentioned, some of these chances in the far northeast may not be quite as high, but let's keep an eye on that. I do think Pierre and Rapid, really good shots at rain here, and this is going to be more widespread. There will likely be some localized flooding with some of these bigger storms that come into play here starting tomorrow night into Friday. So rain's good. Too much rain too quickly, not so good. Rapid City, probably a good chance here of those 70s for highs starting Friday. Check out a lot more on the weather online at KETTLELAND.com.